Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Tactical Minds, please subscribe and like my videos. The recent events unfolding over Moscow have sent shockwaves across the world. 93 drones were launched in a coordinated strike that rattled the very core of Russia's capital, leaving both citizens and security forces in a state of chaos and confusion. In this video, we will dive deep into the details of this massive drone assault, from the exterior circumstances surrounding the attack to the internal operations that allowed it to occur, the performance of both offensive and defensive measures, the safety features that either succeeded or failed. During the event, the unique selling points of this attack strategy that made it so impactful, an estimation of the price or cost involved in orchestrating such a massive aerial offensive, and finally a comprehensive conclusion on what this means for the ongoing conflict and the balance of power in the region. The situation began as night fell over Moscow, when multiple alarms and warnings were triggered as swarms of drones appeared on radar systems heading toward key installations in and around the city. From an exterior perspective, the attack was carefully planned to exploit vulnerabilities in Moscow's air defense network. The drones were reported to be flying at low altitudes, some hugging the treetops while others maintained irregular flight paths designed to confuse radar tracking and surface-ware missile systems. Residents witnessed flashes in the sky, loud explosions, and smoke rising from several districts. The exterior damage included reported hits near fuel depots, communication centers, and at least 2 industrial facilities that suffered significant fire outbreaks following the strikes. Roads were closed, traffic halted, and emergency vehicles were dispatched across multiple zones, creating a visible image of a city under siege. On the interior side, the impact was far more complex and unsettling. Moscow's defense infrastructure, often praised for its multi-layered security and advanced radar systems, appeared momentarily overwhelmed by the sheer volume of incoming threats. Citizens reported panic inside residential areas as windows rattled and power outages occurred sporadically. The psychological effect of 93 drones buzzing over the city created a state of fear and uncertainty. Government officials were quick to impose communication controls and called for calm, while Interior Ministry forces coordinated with air defense units to respond effectively. Inside command centers, operators worked frantically to prioritize which targets to neutralize first, while emergency shelters were activated in some regions. The sheer number of drones meant that even with some being intercepted, others slipped through the defenses and struck their designated targets. Businesses, government offices, and transport hubs experienced disruptions, with some airports temporarily grounding flights due to safety concerns. The interior reaction also included heightened military readiness, with troops deployed at key intersections and additional anti-aircraft units moved closer to the city's core. This massive aerial incursion has raised questions about how such a strike could penetrate so deeply into Russian airspace and what this indicates about future security risks. When evaluating the performance of both the drones and the defense systems in this high-stakes incident, several aspects become clear. The drones, reportedly of various sizes and capabilities, performed with precision in terms of navigation, coordination, and timing. Some were equipped with explosives, while others served as decoys to draw fire and distract air defense operators. The performance of the attacking side demonstrated a high level of planning, likely involving real-time intelligence and possibly satellite coordination to ensure multiple waves arrived simultaneously from different directions. On the defensive side, Moscow's air defense did manage to intercept a significant number of these drones using electronic warfare tools, jamming devices, and short-range anti-aircraft missiles. However, the sheer quantity of the assault meant that even a high interception rate still allowed dozens to breach the perimeter. This raises questions about the current capacity of urban defense systems to handle swarm-style attacks, a tactic increasingly seen in modern warfare. Regarding safety features, the drones used in the attack appeared to incorporate stealth elements, low radar signature materials, and pre-programmed avoidance paths to minimize detection. From the city's safety perspective, existing air raid sirens, emergency response systems, and evacuation protocols were activated, which helped reduce civilian casualties despite the scale of the assault. Firefighting units quickly moved in to contain blazes, and hospitals went on high alert to treat those affected by debris or panic-induced injuries. However, the incident also highlighted gaps in civilian safety measures, particularly in informing residents in real time about the safest actions to take during an ongoing drone barrage. The need for underground shelters or reinforced structures became more apparent as many citizens reported feeling exposed and unprotected. Unique selling points of this attack strategy include its ability to overwhelm a highly fortified city without the need for manned aircraft, reducing the risk for the attackers while delivering a powerful message. The swarm method ensured that even if 70% of the drones were neutralized, the remaining 30% could still inflict meaningful damage. The psychological warfare aspect was equally significant, as the sight of multiple drones striking symbolic or economically vital locations sends a clear signal that nowhere is entirely safe. Additionally, the adaptability of drones in terms of altitude, speed, and flight path made them particularly difficult to counter with traditional air defense measures. Estimating the price of such a massive drone strike involves considering both the cost of the drones themselves and the operational expenses tied to their deployment. Depending on the models used, some drones can cost anywhere between a few $1,000s to tens of thousands per unit. If we take a moderate estimate of $10,000 per drone, this attack could represent nearly $1 million in direct equipment expenditure alone, excluding the cost of intelligence, logistics, and planning. On the defense side, the cost of intercepting each drone often exceeds the cost of the drone itself, meaning that defending Moscow during this single night may have consumed millions in missile interceptors, radar operation, and emergency deployment expenses. In conclusion, the ambush of Moscow by 93 drones represents a pivotal moment in modern aerial warfare and urban defense strategy. It demonstrates that even heavily defended cities are not impervious to coordinated drone swarms, especially when attackers combine decoys, explosives, and electronic warfare tactics. The incident has already triggered debates within Russian defense circles about upgrading detection systems, integrating artificial intelligence into threat assessment, and establishing stronger regional air control networks to prevent such intrusions in the future. For the citizens of Moscow, this night will be remembered as a moment when the sky was filled with uncertainty and the familiar skyline was overshadowed by plumes of smoke and the echoes of explosions. For the international community, it serves as a warning that the evolution of drone warfare is accelerating, and strategies once considered sufficient may no longer guarantee safety. As this conflict evolves, the lessons learned from this ambush will likely shape policies, defense budgets, and tactical doctrines for years to come.